Hi, my friends. It's Monday, April the 6th. This is Miss Valone. Let's take a look at your math activity for today. Today we're going to teach you something new. We're going to use the four operations to solve problems that include parentheses. So your four math operations are, of course, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we're going to use parentheses. Parentheses are these two half circles that you see on the bottom of the screen. We've used them in reading a lot to give more information or for emphasis when I want you to pay attention to something, and we can use those in math too. We see parentheses a lot in something called the order of operations. The order of operations is math in sequence, putting things in order so we get the correct answer. Your adult may have used the order of operations using something called PEMDAS. I'm going to show you a video of that to get everybody the same background knowledge. But here, we're going to do what the fourth and fifth graders do. I'm so excited for that. We're going to use order of operations using a new acronym, a new set of rules called GEMS. The G comes first for grouping symbols. We're going to talk about parentheses this week, but when you get into fourth and fifth grade, you may use brackets that look like these rectangles or these grouping symbols. The E in GEMS is for exponents. That's when we do multiplication where you have a number and a teeny number on top. We're not going to get into that. That's not part of the third grade math, but that's part of order of operations. So you're not going to see that. Don't worry about that. The M reminds us to multiply and divide first, and we have to do that in order from left to right. And then the S is for subtraction and addition from left to right also. These are going to make more sense when you see what the problems look like, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. So this is GEMS for order of operations. I'm going to show you a quick video at Vocabulary, something you really love, to give you some background knowledge and to take a brain break and to get your adult on the same page because they're probably there with you. And they may not have seen GEMS, but I know they've seen this. So take a minute to clear your brain and let's watch this video.
Yeah. Vocabulary. Order of operations. Now make sure you follow step by step. Follow me. Yeah. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know when I evaluate expressions, I have some patience. I just follow the order of operations. I simplify to see what they equal. Pem comes first and DAS is the sequel. PEMDAS, yeah. That's the acronym. We'll break it down just to see what is happening. P is parentheses, search for them first. Whatever is inside them, you need to do the work. E is exponents, so raise them up. Or get down with the roots like Questlove does. MD, multiplication and division. I do them left to right, yes, that's my decision. AS. Addition and subtraction, you learn them first, do it last. That is the fashion. Some say please excuse my dear friend Sally. Some say PEMDAS. Either way, the order is important, just like swim class. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. Okay, let's say that we've got this. Let's use PEMDAS, see what we accomplish. First we do what we see in the parentheses. 17 minus 15, that is 2 indeed. 3 plus 1, that is 4. Yes, I'm brilliant. Now, exponents is what we'll be dealing with. 4 to the second means 4 times 4. That equals 16. And yes, I am sure. Next we multiply. And we divide 16 times 2 is 32. Oh my. 32 divided by 4 is 8. And then we add or subtract, okay? 8 minus 5 is 3, which is easier than writing this to me. Cut through your operations just like a surgeon. Flowcat, yeah, we keep it working. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this. I've been first and I've been last. Either way, I keep the order with PEMDAS. First is parentheses, then it's exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. Yeah, you know this.
I hope you enjoyed that and you got your little bit of a brain break. I'm going to go back just a second to where the PEMDAS acronym is so you can see that. Now, your adult or you may have learned this part already, and there's nothing wrong with using this. But we've changed it to gems because, like I'm about to show you, parentheses are not the only grouping symbol that you'll see. They're the only ones you'll see now in third grade, but as you get up in the years through math, you're going to see others, and it was very confusing. They also cut out the multiply, divide, add, and subtract because that was very confusing to some third graders. They would think that they always had to multiply before they divide, and that wasn't true. It's from what goes left to right. So, this is one way that you can do order of operations. Gems is a shorter way for you to do order of operations, whichever you prefer. I'm going to talk about gems a lot because that makes more sense to me. So we have lots of different grouping symbols, exponents that we don't have to worry about in third grade, multiplying and dividing from left to right, and then adding and subtracting from left to right. In this work for today and tomorrow, we're going to talk about just parentheses, but here are some other grouping symbols: brackets, braces, fraction bars, and absolute values and radicals you're going to see in fourth and fifth grade are all kinds of grouping symbols. So if you were doing order of operations, you would have to do these things first. So today is just about parentheses. I'm going to show you one more video to give you a little more information and to clear your brain for just parentheses. So take a look at this.
In English, we use parentheses to indicate clarification for a concept. We add extra information using parentheses. The following rules will help you understand how parentheses are used in mathematics for different purposes. Parentheses are used in mathematics for three main purposes: to separate numbers for clarity, to indicate multiplication, and to group numbers together. Parentheses can be used to separate numbers for clarity. For example, if you had an addition problem with a negative number, parentheses would be used to separate the two signs. Parentheses can also be used to separate a number from its exponent. This usually happens if you are raising a negative number to a power. When a number appears next to another number with parentheses, you need to multiply the two numbers. For example, when you see 2, open parenthesis, 3, close parenthesis, you multiply 2 and 3. Think about when you tie your shoes or make a sandwich. You can't put the mustard on your sandwich if you don't have any bread, right? Or maybe you like to have a routine in the morning. Brush your teeth first before you wash your face. Mathematics is the same way. You have to solve mathematical problems in a certain order, called the order of operations. The primary use of parentheses is to group numbers together in mathematical problems. When you see multiple numbers and operations inside parentheses, use the order of operations to solve the problem. The order of operations is 1. Parentheses, 2. Exponents, 3. Multiplication and or division, whichever comes first, from left to right, 4. Addition and or subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. You will often hear people say, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." This is a way we remember which operation is done first. If you have a problem with parentheses, you will always evaluate the numbers in the parentheses first. Also, remember to take the order of operations one step at a time. Let's put these parentheses rules to practice with a couple of examples. 50 minus the quantity of 15 plus 9. First, evaluate the numbers inside the parentheses. 50 minus, open parenthesis, 24, close parenthesis. Remove the parentheses. 50 minus 24. All you have to do now is subtract. This gives us 26. Ready for one more? 29 minus 3 times the quantity of 9 minus 4. Again, evaluate the numbers inside the parentheses first. 29 minus 3, open parenthesis, 5, close parenthesis. There are no exponents. Multiplication comes next in our order of operations. 29 minus 15. Simply subtract to get 14. You can see that it's not so bad if you just take it one step at a time.
Order of operations is putting math in order, putting it in sequence so it makes sense. It's a rule you have to follow to get the correct answer. So take a breath. It's going to be fine if we follow these steps. And remember, today is just about the G in GEMS. We're just talking about grouping symbols. Let's see. We're going to take a look at some of these questions together. We have 3 questions here on the screen. I'm going to show you how you work them, and then we're going to check them to see if we're correct. If you have scrap paper or your tablet or an adult, now would be a good time for you to go through them with me and see if you get the right answers. And hey, adults, any of those videos that I've linked and showed in this video, if you can't hear them or if they don't work and you can't read the captions on them, let me know and I'll make sure to send those out on Dojo so everybody can get them. Okay, so our first one says blank is equal to 18 minus parentheses 9 plus 5. Okay. Jem says I have to do parentheses first. My parentheses have 9 plus 5. Now, I know I start with 9 in my head because it's the bigger number. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I put my answer underneath my parentheses to remind me of what I have done. And then if I'm practicing and I have different colors, I can rewrite the question number. 18 minus 14 equals the mystery number. Now, I know that 18 minus 14 will give me 4. Let's see. 4. Okay. 75 minus 29 in parentheses plus 5. Let's get a pen here. I'm going to go over to my white space because I need a little bit more room. Apologies for my beautiful handwriting on my computer. 75 minus 29. I always start here in the ones place. 5 minus 9. I don't have enough. I can't do that. So I need to go next door to the tens place and borrow a group of tens. 7 tens is 70. They're going to become 6 groups of tens. So I can take the 10 that I borrowed plus the 5 that I already have to get 15. Now I have enough. Put 9 in my head. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That gives me 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. But I'm not done. 75 minus 29 is 46. But I still have to add 5. 46 plus 5. 6 plus 5. I know that 5 plus 5 is a double. That's 10. And 10 plus 1 is 11. Drop my 1. Carry my 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So 46 plus 5. My answer to number 2 is 51. Let me clear this real quick. Gives a little more space. Number 3 says 8 plus parentheses 9 times 3. I've been practicing on reflex, and I know my 9s and my 3s. So I know that 9 times 3 is 27, and I have to add 8 to that. 27 goes in my head, it's a big number. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Get my hand back out. 35 is what I think the answer is. I've checked my work. I've shown all my work on the side, even though I erased it. I'm going to check. And I got
Correct.
all 3 correct. Congratulations, guys. Yep, correct. Good job. Number 4, 36 plus parentheses 15 plus 3. I'm going to pause for just a second in case you're working on these with me. I'm going to let you do number 4, and then I'm going to work it out in the white space, and you tell me what you think it is. Remember, parentheses first. If you need more time, pause the video and then come back to me, but I'm going to move on. 15 plus 3 is in parentheses. In my head, in my mental math, I know that 15 plus 3 is 18 plus 36. I'm going to use my white space. 36 plus 18. I have 2-digit addition and I need to regroup. 6 plus 8 is 14. 3, 4, 5. My answer is 54. 54. Let me clean my screen. $50 minus parentheses 10 divided by 2. I need to start with 10 divided by 2. Cut 10 into 2 pieces. Cut it in half. Reflex helped me practice my math facts. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 50 minus 5. Oh, I can count back. That's easy. 50 minus 5 is 45. Okay. Let's erase this. $15 plus 5 is in parentheses, and then divide that number by 5. 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 divided by 5. What times 5 equals 20? 5 times 4 is 20, which means 20 divided by 5 must be 4. Looking at my answers, making sure I've done everything I need to do. I've checked my work. I'm going to check, and I'm correct.
Correct.
So, good job, guys. When I do order of operations, I follow the steps to do math in the right order to make sense. The first step is G for grouping symbols. The grouping symbol we're talking about today is parentheses. If you have any questions about following the order of operations, send me a message on Dojo, send me a private comment on Google Classroom, or call me or text me on my Google Voice number. All of that information is in the classroom and on the Class Dojo. This is the end of your required math for today. If you have any extra math time, please go to Compass for Math and do some math activities, or practice your multiplication and division facts on reflex and get your green light. Tomorrow for math, you're going to come back to the classroom and you're going to be doing an activity in a Google form. Here's my example of Google form. Look carefully. You will have 10 or 5 questions about equations with parentheses. You're going to need some time with an adult or some scrap paper to answer these questions, and your questions are going to look just like the ones that we did today. Something is equal to 18 minus, in parentheses, 9 plus 5. Parentheses comes first. 9 plus 5 is 14. 18 minus 14 is 4. I hope you paid very close attention to today's video because some of these questions might look familiar to you. You did an awesome job in math today. You'll do an awesome job tomorrow on this activity on Tuesday. This activity goes live Tuesday morning. After this activity tomorrow and today, please spend some time, if you have it, to go to Compass for math or to Reflex. If you have any questions about order of operations and gems, let me know. Good work today. I'll see you and talk to you soon.